A former associate Valyrian diplomat has approached me, offering to tutor my ward, for a price, of course. Away with you, associate Valyrian. I will pay your price. I hope you are as good as you claim. I think we're going to do this. Sarios joins King Robb the Young Wolf. We have a couple little chances right here. This is all for our bastard son, John Hill. It looks like we have the best chance of John gaining 1 or 2 diplomacy. There's a small chance of him gaining 3. And he loses the trait Timid. So that'll be good. Timid could potentially lead to Craven, which we don't want. So I think we'd rather him gain a little bit of diplomacy along the way. And we get this other character right here, Sarios, who is a socializer. He also is Valyrian faith, so maybe there's some potential for some dragon riding shenanigans in the future if this guy stays in our court. So I will pay your price. Welcome to our court, my friend. Interesting. I wonder if that means Howland is, you know, he's right there. Okay, we're good. He is right there. We are going to actually place Howland in the center there. And I'm going to have Howland end up at Castle Black because I want to see where our brother is. He's currently at court in Castle Black, so that's good. I think if we can initiate a little bit of spoilers ahead, then we can have a little bit of fun with the Iron Throne now that it's in a little bit of chaos. Okay, I didn't press record fast enough for this. Oh man, sometimes I'm so bad at this. I accepted a proposal for Arya to marry Iron King Theon. And so hopefully that ends up okay. I think in the end it will. That actually gives us a chance to maybe form an alliance. Nope. I guess not. Although, to be honest, I could send him a little bit of a gift. Does he have the turncoat trait still? Because he should, right? He should have turncoat. I don't see it. Political concerns are high. That's the only issue. So Tyrion's currently attacking him in a blood feud. Maybe once that's over, he can, you know, we can form an alliance. The marriage to my sister is a big one. I think she'll produce some good heirs for him. She does have a bastard son, Darren Snow, who's currently in our court, so we're going to give him the duty focus, and hopefully he ends up with some pretty good traits. We'll see. We currently have this army right here at Castle Black, army of Lord Howland. We have our second army marching in this direction, and I believe we should just go ahead and head over to the Central Frostfangs, which is where Mance's main holding is, and go ahead and siege it down. This is pretty much the only way I think we're going to be able to like finish this war relatively quickly. Let's make Bran, our brother, an advisor. Give him that advisor position. There's been talk in the comment section, and thank you for clearing up the misinformation that I had about the liberation revolts down here. It has to do with the culture and also the religion of the ruler, which would be Bran, who is Northmen and Old Gods, not being the de jure style of how the Riverlands go, and so at any point they can claim, you know, liberation or whatever. So we're going to have to deal with that. And he was able to suppress the one. It was actually a pretty big war. He was able to put that down by himself with, I wouldn't say ease, but with relative ease. And so hopefully that continues as we go forward. We do need to find him a wife. He does have the family focus, which boosts his fertility a little bit. And he is family person, so that will boost the attraction and all of that. Give him more chance for a little bit of help in the baby making department. So Bran actually turned out okay in this playthrough. Typically, Bran has issues with gaining martial and any other traits just because he's so hampered by crippled. I think if we move forward, he's actually a pretty decent character. If we can manage to maybe breed in some traits, you know, he'll have a good job. He'll have a fairly easy time of making good children. Not just children, but good children. So let's see if we can find him a good match while we're finishing up this war with Mance, and see if we can't produce something good in the line of House Stark to the south. So while I was trying to figure out this whole Bran situation, I'm going to go ahead and process the betrothal for our son Prince Eddard and Lady Nana of House Bolton, who is quick. And look, I'll show you. Yeah, Nana Bolton, right there. She does have the tyrannical stain, but that's actually not that bad. There's also another Maisie Riswell, who is quick, and another of House Holt, who is also quick. There's a lot of quick characters in the north. A lot of them are too young to come to our court, though, and would probably struggle to process a betrothal for them. So if I can't get them into our court, then it'll be an issue. We do need some good traits down there. Maybe there's some strong characters? Let me check. I cannot believe how hard it is to find a good marriage offer out here. What I did notice that's kind of interesting is House Harding of the Vale. Looks like there was a change in power. The brother, Lord Paramount Gilbert, who took over when Lord Paramount Harold died, was killed under suspicious circumstances, but it looks like he was maybe found out. It looks like he was maybe killed by this guy, Lord Paramount Wallace of the Vale, because you can see he has familial kinslayer and also dishonorable and known murderer. So I think all of those kind of play into something here. So familial kinslayer is one of those traits that's tough to overcome for the opinion modifier. Known murderer sticks around for way too long, and then dishonorable, of course, is horrible for you. So I don't anticipate him being the ruler of the Vale for very long. It doesn't look like his vassals are gonna like him at all. So look for a change of power over here in the Vale. One thing that I know for sure that I'm gonna do is once they come of age, where are they? Yep, there is one surviving member of House Aaron left, and she is currently betrothed to Rickon Stark. So once that goes through, she'll come to our court, Ravella Rivers. She'll come to our court, and we'll be able to hopefully proceed with a little bit of claims that we can press on the Vale. So that'll be fun. That'll be good. I think currently, I want to say that the tides of war are not going well for Tyrion, although they look like they're maybe heading back in the right direction. He was at like 90%. So I wonder what Tyrion will decide in terms of, will he crown himself king, or will he pass the crown on to somebody else? It'll be interesting. It will be interesting for sure, because I think when it comes down to it, Tyrion's gonna have to decide, do I want to pass the crown off, or do I want it to be, continue to be part of House Lannister? Because I think he might be one of the last truly good members of House Lannister. There are a lot in the different lines, but by the look of it, oh look, Tommen's still alive. Let's take a look at Tommen really quick. Where is he at? He's currently in Tyrion's court. Can maybe plot to kidnap him. I don't think we have a good marriage for him. Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe we'll keep an eye on him, see if we can't maybe leverage the existence of one of the Lannister bastards a little bit better. Okay, let's continue with this war, and hope maybe some good marriage options will arise after we finish with this. Well, would you look at that? Lyanna is pregnant again. The fertility is pristine, my friends, and if it's any indication based on the first son, then hopefully we have another son on the way that is strong. I'm gonna refrain from the Hulk Hogan pose this time, but that is strong for sure. So good job, Lyanna. You are serving your purpose quite well. Okay, so we have sieged down the Central Frost Fangs. We've taken Giant Stair, but King Mance Raider is not here. Have his family put in the dungeon then. Take his family into house arrest. He shall be left in peace. So, I think we're going to take his family into house arrest. It's his daughter, Princess Kyra, and his wife, Queen Norna. Take the family into house arrest. We will do that. 100% war score in favor of the North, or in favor of the Night's Watch, but I mean mostly due to the North, if you ask me. We can usurp the High Lordship of Carhold. I think we've had that option before, but we are going to refrain from that. I think we can go ahead and perhaps... So his daughter is not in prison anymore. We can ransom Norna back to him for 10 gold, so we'll do that. I'm going to leave Lord Howland there for a little bit. We're not experiencing any of the negative effects of having our levies raised, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to kind of let it go and see if maybe the event triggers for our brother to maybe find out about his true parentage. Okay, so wow, okay. We're starting to get the negative modifier for having levies raised, so I'm going to go ahead and avoid the whole, you know, R plus L equals J for right now. We'll see if we can figure something out later. But a daughter was born to Daemon Darkholm and Lady Sansa of the North, named Matrice Darkholm. Duty focus for you, my girl. Let's see. Tyrion won one of the wars that he was worried about. Peasant Revolt. There is a melee in Stony Shore. We're gonna not go to that, at least for right now. There we go. I am going to make Jon Snow a special interest character, just to see what happens with him. He's doing quite well in the Night's Watch. He actually turned into a pretty decent character. He's only a dutiful commander, but he is a knight. That's interesting. And he has all the traits that you would hope for. He's a typical Stark man, no intrigue whatsoever. And I mean, honestly, he wants to eventually become a command, or have a command, an honorary title for sure. Regent is one of those things where you can, you know, influence a lot of different things. So interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes from the eventual, maybe, the eventual decisions Jon has to make regarding his parentage and his future. Who knows, the event may have fired and he just decided not to take it. I don't know. I don't know that there's a way to tell. This is Iron Man, so I can't really like look at any of his character flags or anything like that. So we'll have to see if anything comes from it, and hope that it, you know, it does, and that it'll be good in the future. Check it out. We had a daughter this time around who is strong, so this marriage to Lyanna is really paying off. Let's find a good ancestor to name her after. A good northern name. Alysanne, I like that. It's a very good name. We're gonna give her the duty focus. Okie dokie. And I think now is a good time for us to maybe invest a little bit back into our holdings and Winterfell being the main one there, we're going to go ahead and build Castletown level 1. It's a little on the pricey side, but the return on investment is pretty good because we get a little bit of tax revenue in return. We can bolster up that number of tax revenue. We won't have to worry about gold for quite a while, so that'll be good. Let's go ahead and keep building, hopefully, and maybe we can maintain some peace for a little while. We'll see. My friends, we've had a bit of sad news. Maester Lewin has died of severe stress at the age of 62. So, one of the canon characters who is a fantastic character in the series, and just really gives you the sense of what a Maester's responsibility is, and kind of your first introduction to the Maesters in general. He has passed away. So, we mourn for him, and we move on, I guess. We'll wait for another Maester from the Citadel, obviously. We don't have that ability ourselves. Hopefully the one that they send us is of the same mold as Maester Lewin. High learning, that kind of thing. Do I have to... I guess I have another Maester in my court? Maester Kane. Interesting. We'll have him serve the court. I did not know that I had 2 Maesters. So we have a minor title of Commander in the North. Who shall we bestow this title upon? It seems like the best option is Morgan Little, who is strong. He has 19 martial, which is good, although Wendell has 18 martial and has a lot more of the commander traits. He has Defender, Battlefield Terrain Master, Flanker, whereas Morgan Little just has Flanker. He's also a brilliant commander as opposed to a dutiful commander right here. So, I think if we were going to press forward with a good commander, Wendell is going to be our best option. However, I like the approval boost that you get from awarding it to a vassal. And because Wendell is just a courtier and has 1 less martial, we are going to award it to Morgan Little, who, despite not having the right traits, or all of the traits that you would hope that he would for a good commander, he has a good martial skill, and he also is Lord of Pine's End. It'll give a little boost. I think it's +5 to his opinion of us. I believe it is, anyways. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Anyways, I stand by what I did. And of course, a decision that I make immediately gets subverted by a raven from the south. Your Grace, I write to express my consternation at the fact that Lord Morgan Little enjoys command of your armies when someone of higher status would clearly be more appropriate. I petition that he be removed from command and that I take his place. Signed, Lord Paramount Brandon of House Stark. So the cripple wants to be a commander. So luckily I have a pretty high diplomacy skill. Robb, not the master of diplomacy, but fairly good at it, knows how to smooth it over, and we actually improve the opinion of our brother for a couple of years. Not that we need it. He has 100 opinion of us, so there is that. And it's just typical CK2. You make a decision and then the game automatically subverts it. And hopefully that's not a trend that continues throughout this series. The Wolf Child. Little Alison has been growing quickly. She's alert and quick to learn, strong and healthy. Her voice is a little unusual, however, often descending to deep but playful growls. She often sniffs around in an odd manner while looking for her toys, and yes, she is unusually hairy. She's also several times bit her nanny, but apart from that, everything is normal. A fine little girl. Princess Alison of the North gets Wolf Child, giving the following effects. Health +2. King Robb's opinion of Princess Alison changes by 15. Or this is strange and worrying. Same effect, but King Robb's opinion of her goes down by 5. Worried. So either way, Wolfchild, I've never had this event, and I don't know what causes it. I don't know. If the health +2 is all that comes from it, that's fantastic. So maybe we have a lichen in our midst. So I've been doing a little bit of thinking, and I have decided that rather than attempting to push my daughter in a specific direction for an alliance and having to pay a dowry at some point down in the future, I am going to marry her, or betroth her right now, but I'm going to marry her to her cousin, Dennis Darkholm. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, one, House Darkholm is not super important, and is, you know, kind of a self-made. Like, I brought them up by inviting Dennis to court, or Damon, I'm sorry, Damon to court, and marrying him to Lady Sansa, our sister. But also, good congenital traits, and the fact that we don't have to pay a dowry is very encouraging. But Dennis is tall, and Princess Alysanne is strong. So if it's a matrilineal marriage, we actually have the ability to have more House Stark flood the realm, and also we have potential for great congenital traits right here. So there we go. We're gonna go and do that. And I mean, there's a girl of House Darkholm right here, Matrice. We'll see how she turns out. But also Sansa has a lot of childbearing years left. I mean, so does Damon, but so we'll see how many other kids they have. That'll be good. But that's a good little, you know, congenital trait breeding ground right there in Winterfell for us. I like it. Look, so another mighty warrior has fallen. Lady Brienne the Maid of the Straits of Tarth has fallen to the Grey Plague, which is currently plaguing the south like crazy. Let's take a look here at the epidemics view. And you can see it's just kind of, it started off kind of in the Reach area and has kind of spread up into King's Landing. So currently Tyrion is in seclusion with his court, which is bad timing because he's in the middle of this war with Theon. And things were just starting to go Tyrion's way. They've actually slipped back into like his favor, and Theon's currently losing the war. But now there's not a lot that Tyrion can do, and I think things might start going back in the direction of the Iron King Theon. I wish he would form an alliance with us so we could help him win this war, and hopefully it start to incorporate him into the North. But I digress. We just need to keep an eye on Grey Plague, make sure it doesn't start to come into our borders. Even if it does, it has a long time before it reaches Winterfell. We would need to be worried about, you know, Bran down here in the south, but other than that, I think we'd be okay. One thing that I did want to check is eventually, potentially, making Bran our Hand of the King. Where does his stewardship allow him to fall? He's currently an advisor, if my recollection serves me. Yes, he's currently an advisor. He has 12 stewardship, so not the best, and his diplomacy isn't great, but keeping House Stark safe would be of the highest priority. He did get married to a lady of House Glover, so that's good. Lady Paramount Arena of House Glover. I wish he would have maybe chosen the lady of House Glover that had Quick, but I digress. Not sure exactly how he would have gone ahead about doing that. She was like 3 years old, so maybe a betrothal, but instead he's married to a 12-year-old. So good on you, Bran. Hopefully that turns into something good for him. And but yeah, if we need to keep him safe, we'll make him Hand of the King. He'll come to court, and we won't have to worry about it. Currently, I think as an advisor, he's not in our court necessarily, but if we make him a full-fledged member of our council, he comes to court. So there we go. Cain offers to teach you a game called Savas that he learned from some merchants at the inn. So Cain, being our maester, who is quick, has decent learning, kind of in the same mold. You know, we had hoped for one in the same mold as Maester Lewin. Well, Kane fits that. So we can say no, and that he's spending too much time with foreigners. We could be delighted to test our wits at this game, or we can go to the inn and study the game in secret, which I think, although Robb lacks the intrigue necessary to make that decision and do it well, I think we're going to try that. I've never tried that route in this event chain, so let's see what happens. Oh wow, look. You watched the merchants playing in the common room at the inn. Things were going well until one accused the other of cheating. A fight broke out and you barely managed to escape with your life and dignity. Wounded. 5% chance we gain wounded. Which we all know 5% chances. That's a reference to the House Bear series. If you don't watch the House Bear series, you should definitely go watch that. It's about to be one of the longest running series that we have on the channel, and I am super excited about it, and we'll continue to keep playing it, that kind of thing. But yeah, it is really good, really fun, and one of the biggest things that happened in it is we had a 5% chance of getting maimed on the Valyrian Steel Quest, and it happened. One-eyed, one-handed. I'm taking a look right here. It looks like the Mountain Clansmen have won this this High Lordship in the Bite, and I wonder, they won't accept vassalization, but we can force vassalization on them, and I think we will do that. They will surely honor their obligations. He doesn't have a ton of men, but the Trident will join us as soon as possible, and if we can take this High Lordship away from the Vale, that'd be amazing. So let's go ahead and raise up our troops. Let's raise up our personal levies as well. We have a little bit of gold to spare. And let's select. Let's get them all down to Moat Cailin, where we can maybe cut off some of these things. I think, if I looked correctly, most of these are going to be event troops. Yeah, a lot of these are going to be event troops. He's not going to be able to raise up a ton from his vassals, because they're going to hate him, unless they are all Mountain Clansmen, which by the looks of things they are, so that's good. I like that sigil. House Arokid, House Torokid, and House Tolfid. Very good, very good. So we're going to force vassalization upon the Mountain Clansmen, and hopefully we can do this rather quickly. Let's assemble the armies.